All right, we're back. And how to become a foreign PT in the US or physical therapist in the US. So welcome to my channel again. It's Travel Rehab. Before we begin, I would personally like you to know the objective of this video so that you won't waste your time and I wouldn't also waste your time. So one of the objectives of this video is to learn the accrediting body that will accredit your foreign degree equivalent to the US degree. That's number one. And I should say there are tons of accrediting bodies that also accredit your foreign degree to the US to be a physical therapist. But I just want to be saying, or it's not something that I wanted to introduce, but it's something that I'm very familiar of. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. I wanted you to learn about it. So the second one, the objectives are what are the things you need to prepare before opening an account? Of course, there are things that you needed to prepare first before just jumping off the ledge and just taking a leap of faith. You have to be more cautious, especially if this is your career you wanted to take path with, and you need to be surrounded with people that are like-minded, supportive, and everything that you needed in order to achieve your goal as a physical therapist in the US. So this is just one step of becoming a physical therapist. The third one, what are the forms you needed to prepare to start your account? And the fourth one, how much are the fees for credentialing? So this is very, very important because you can't just have an account without paying a fee. And I think it's very fair enough to know the fee and to pay for the fee because these are people or licensed board entities that need to pay for their maintenance for their people who help them have that credentialing part. And lastly, if you have any questions, I also wanted to talk about the contact and services you can use in order to get hold of them and maybe inquire in case you have questions to ask. Now let's begin on the accrediting body that I've used. I've used the Foreign Credentialing Commission on Physical Therapy. This is an evaluation of professional education and training prepared by a board-approved credentialing entity. So, as I've said, there are tons of evaluation board that approve credentialing entity. But this is one thing that I'm very familiar of, and I had gone through with the process step by step. And on the side note, one of the things I like about this credentialing body, it's this all documents that arrive for evaluation are digitized and stored forever at no additional cost to the applicant. So once you paid for your account and you apply to become to credential your degree, it's one thing that you would be very happy about because it's going to be there forever. And this can be retrieved at any time for future services. Or, for example, there's something that happened in your house accidentally that you can't just restore your certified documents already. You just have to go to FCCPT and eventually you'll have your certified documents back at hand. And the majority of other credentialing agencies, this is very true, have a limit of 2 to 7 years after which documents are destroyed. Again, the website that you type in to the search bar is fccpt.org to get to their website and apply. And the next thing is the end result. I want to talk about the end result right away. Again, the service that I applied for is a Type 1 certification, which you can practice in different areas of the 50 state, except New York. Because New York also have a different way of, accrediting your degree from your country to them. So this type 1 certification is very easy. We have, I think we have 3 forms that needed to be remembered, which we will talk a little bit later, and also the TOEFL score. I know most of us foreign practice physical therapy in the U.S. Who wanted to work in the U.S. Our medium of instructions are not English, but even though if it is, they still need your TOEFL score. Or maybe it can be certain exemptions, I should say, because some Filipino Americans or some foreigners who took their degree in the U.S. and finally, once they're done, they just want to continue applying for this certification. So yeah. So again, I'm a graduate of Cebu Doctors University, and I personally had form and handed it to the registrar's office, and finally they know how to fill that out. The notarized attestation form is something that would let you personally certify that it's you who applied for this process. Now, on top of that, you also have your license verification, of course. As a physical therapist, in your country, you also need to have your own license. So they're asking for a license verification from your country to know that you're also a physical therapist in your country, because with type 1 certification, you need to be a licensed in where you're at. A long time ago, I think the New York accrediting body, they don't need the license from your country. They just want you to pass the NPT exam. But as I've said, this is just one step of getting it accredited and making sure that all of the subjects that you took from the day you started to the day you end your degree as a physical therapist, they wanted to know if they are equivalent to the U.S. academic school stuff. So they want to compare it. They wanted to know more about it. So personally, this is one thing that I should also wanted to say, that I started my review for type 1 certification at March 22nd. At the bottom, as you can see here, it's 2012, and the documents was finally done after maybe not just a month, but it was mailed at 4/4/2012. And as soon as you're so quick to process all these papers that they needed, everything will be quickly all set. And what you had on the right side of the screen are the things that you had provided with them, and they usually had it yes, 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 and all these things. And make sure all of these are all yeses, and if there's no, that's something that you still need to work on. Now let's proceed. So these are the form that you needed to prepare: attestation form for PT credentials evaluation. Right down below on the details of my YouTube channel, you will see the link for the PDF file for this one. So this attestation form will complete the application for type 1 review, or if your educational credentials review, you just wanted to have an educational credentials review, you download and complete this form, and you attach a passport size photo and have signed form notarized to a lawyer, to a bank, and mailed to FCCPT. Now, I should say that you will have the contact and services that you needed, and sometimes it's right down below onto that website, their mailing address, so you can use that as well. Next is the request for verification of physical therapy license. So this is from your country. So if you have a licensing board in your country, you fill out those forms and you hand it to them. There are a certain part there that the licensing board in your country will just have to fill out for them. I think personally they know what this form is all about. So you just have to complete and mail this form to all the licensing agencies that where you need to verify status of licenses held since graduation, both active and expired. So what does it says? So in the US, sometimes, not sometimes, but most of the time there are 50 states, and some physical therapists just practice in different areas of the state. So they have their different licensing agencies. So you need to send a license verification from Illinois if you have a license in Illinois, and in Pennsylvania if you have a license in Pennsylvania. These are the verification just to make sure that you've practiced your physical therapy, or if not, you have not had legal ethical issues for this. Now, next is request for PT academic credential verification. So download this again. It's right below this video on the detailed description below. I will give you the link on what are these forms, and you can just download it yourself and complete and mail this form to all the institution post-secondary higher education where you have completed the coursework. Now, basically, this is just where you took your college, and you went to you go to the register and fill out the specific forms that they needed to know about you, and half of that, the academic institution will be the one to fill it out for you. Again, we'll talk about the fees. The fees for a Type 1 certification is $1,340. And for reactivation, if you already started and you end up like not doing or finishing it because for whatever personal matters, it's $1,000. And for those reevaluation, it's $870, especially for those people. So after 5 years, you can reevaluate your credentials just to make sure that once you're in the US, you finally just move to a different state and you need to reevaluate your certification to make sure that it's still validated. Now, the Type 1 certificate renewal is $515. Now, these are also so these are the two things that are different. One is to renew after 5 years of using the FCCPT. You can pay them for $515 to renew your FCCPT certificate. At the same time, your credentials review is a reevaluation, especially if, for instance, there are things that you miss out, like subjects that you miss out. You need to pay $870. So you have to make sure that you specifically prepare all the documents you needed before doing so or processing these FCCPT. And the contact and services that you can use, you can call them at 1-703-684-8406 or personally email them help@fccpt.org to ask questions, inquire subjects like deficiencies and whatnot. So these are the things that you needed to prepare. Very simple. Again, you can get it from the detailed description below, the PDF forms and whatnot. And ask me questions, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Now, this is how it looks like for your certifications, the law of attraction here. So this and your name, imagine your name on it. So, yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening to my video, and I hope to see you soon on my next video. Thank you very much, guys, and bye-bye.